You tear into a raw, fibrous root. The dirt grinds between your teeth. Your jaw aches from hours of relentless, crushing pressure as you try to extract just a few calories. It is exhausting work. Why does simply eating take up half of your waking life? For roughly 2 million years, this was not a hypothetical scenario. It was the daily, grueling reality for your early ancestors. Today, you probably spend less than an hour a day chewing your food. You can consume thousands of calories in a matter of minutes. What changed to make this possible? The answer lies in a profound shift in human behavior. It was a single spark that rewired your entire biology. You learned to harness fire. You began to cook. This was not just a culinary upgrade. It was a biological revolution. Richard Wrangham, a primatologist at Harvard University, proposed a groundbreaking idea known as the catching fire hypothesis. He argued that cooking was not an afterthought that happened once your ancestors became human. Instead, cooking is the very process that created human beings in the first place. Does that sound exaggerated? Look closely at the animal kingdom. Gorillas and chimpanzees spend up to 6 or 7 hours every single day just chewing. Their jaws are massive. Their digestive tracts are enormous. They must process vast quantities of raw vegetation to survive. If you, with your modern human brain, tried to fuel yourself entirely on raw, wild foods, you would have to eat for 9 hours a day. Look at the archaeological record for the turning point. Deep in the Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, researchers found something astonishing. They uncovered microscopic traces of wood ash and burned bone perfectly preserved in the sediment. This is the earliest solid evidence of controlled fire, dating back over 1 million years. Your ancestors were not just surviving the darkness. They were bringing the heat directly to their food. Raw food is incredibly tough. It is locked in rigid cellular walls and tightly bound proteins. Your body has to burn a massive amount of energy just to break those defensive walls down. Dr. Rachel Carmody, another leading evolutionary biologist, conducted defining experiments comparing the energy gained from raw versus cooked diets. The results were undeniable. Cooking acts as a form of external digestion. How much energy are you really saving? By applying heat, you break down the starches and proteins before they even enter your mouth. The heat acts as a surrogate stomach. Your internal organs do not have to work nearly as hard. The calories become instantly, rapidly accessible. This sudden surplus of energy changed the entire trajectory of human evolution. Look at your evolutionary cousins. The Neanderthals, living in the freezing landscapes of Ice Age Europe, also harnessed the power of the flame. At sites like the Vanguard Cave in Gibraltar, archaeologists have uncovered ancient hearths surrounded by the charred remains of mussels, pine nuts, and even seals. Cooking was not just a tropical luxury. It was the ultimate survival tool in the harshest environments on Earth. Without fire, the long, freezing winters would have been an immediate death sentence. Consider the sheer mechanical advantage. Researchers studying human dentition have noted how remarkably small human teeth are compared to any other primate. Polly Waisner, an anthropologist who studied the Kalahari Sand People, observed how firelight completely changes human conversation. During the day, conversations are about economics, hunting, and complaints. At night, around the fire, conversations shift to stories, myths, and the broader cosmos. Cooking did not just build the brain physically. It built the mind socially. So let's reconstruct a day in the life of your ancestor, Homo erectus. Shortly after mastering the flame, the sun dips below the dry savanna horizon. The air grows cold and dangerous. Your tribe gathers around a crackling hearth in the gathering dark. Instead of gnawing on raw, tough antelope meat for 6 hours in silence, you place the meat directly into the glowing embers. The intense heat softens the dense muscle fibers. The fat renders, bubbling and dripping into the fire. You consume your entire daily caloric need in a single, communal sitting. What do you do with all this extra time? You look up at the stars. You look at your family. You begin to communicate in ways you never had the time or energy to do before. The fire provides warmth and protection from the predators lurking just beyond the light. This extended waking time around the hearth birthed the earliest forms of human culture, language, and shared storytelling. This brings you to a strange, counterintuitive twist. Learning to cook actually made your physical body substantially weaker. Because your food was now soft and easily digestible, you no longer needed a massive, heavy digestive tract. Over generations, your intestines shrank dramatically. Because you no longer needed to crush raw tubers and tough sinew, your jaw muscles weakened. Anthropologists have tracked a specific genetic mutation affecting the MYH16 gene, which caused human jaw muscles to significantly reduce in size and power. Why would becoming physically weaker be an evolutionary advantage? Because muscles and large intestines require immense amounts of baseline energy just to exist. By shrinking them, your body freed up a massive daily calorie surplus. That surplus was immediately redirected to the most energy-hungry, demanding organ in your entire body, your brain. Your brain consumes 20% of your daily energy, despite being only 2% of your total body weight. A strictly raw food diet simply cannot provide enough accessible calories to support a neural network this large and complex. Cooking unlocked the energy, dense diet required for immense cognitive growth. It fueled the expansion of your cerebral cortex. You grew smarter. You developed complex tools. You began to form intricate social structures and vast tribes. You transitioned from being just another ape on the savannah to the apex predator of the entire planet. The hearth became the center of human interaction, forging bonds that ensured the survival of your species. This ancient biological pivot still echoes in your body today. Your digestive system is completely dependent on cooked food. If you tried to survive on a strictly raw, wild diet in the wilderness, you would likely starve or succumb to malnutrition. Your body has permanently forgotten how to process the wild, uncooked world. But there is a dark, modern mirror to this evolutionary triumph. You are now surrounded by food that is too perfectly processed. The same mechanism that saved your ancestors is now actively working against you. Your body is perfectly, ruthlessly adapted to extract maximum calories from soft, heavily processed food. This is exactly why modern ultra-processed diets lead so easily to obesity, lethargy, and metabolic disease. Food engineers have essentially hyper-cooked your modern diet. They have pre-digested it to a degree that requires zero effort from your body. Your biology expects scarcity and hard work. It receives endless, effortless, liquid abundance. You are an ancient machine operating in a strange, synthetic modern world that your genes do not understand. You wake up when your body is ready. You step into your brightly lit kitchen. You effortlessly bite into a warm, soft meal, completely oblivious to the ancient, life-altering fire that built your brain.